And I'll just say, in my ongoing criticism of how the media covers presidential health, the stories this weekend should have said that.
Mhm.
They didn't. They should have said, we looked at previous reports, we talked to people like you two, and we asked them. And in fact, this is a model of disclosure, again, with the exception of the doctor not being available. Nan, if you could ask the president's doctor a question, not about his golf swing, what would you ask him?
Well, I agree with Dr. Skeletor. I mean, basically, anything about which I would be concerned, we covered. I did mention his history of very minor coronary artery calcification. That is consistent with a bit of wear and tear on the coronary arteries. Now, this was when he was 70-ish years old. Uh, and because he's now on a statin, the way statins stabilize plaque within arteries, coronary artery calcium scores become less useful. But there's no indication that we would need to be concerned about that. I'm not worried. Wow, there's something they're not telling us. This man is so obviously robust and so publicly robust. And I think one thing that I'd like to emphasize actually as a public health announcement is that this is a man who has never consumed a drop of alcohol in his life.
Yeah, or smoked.
Basically, nor smoked. And if you do those two things, I'm sure Dr. Skeletor will concur with this. I'm going to presume that you will, sir. If you do those two things and stay very physically active and very mentally active, he's also got a vast social network. And I know personally that President Trump remembers people. He has extraordinary stamina. So if you're doing all those things, then by golly, you've done many, many
Yeah.
things to make sure that you have decades
Yeah.
of healthy old age.
So I'll say everybody's different. And those of you who don't know how old Ray is, he's going to tell you in a second. He also has a drink every night. So everybody's different.
There you go.
Ray, tell everybody how old you are and how much you drink every night.
Well, I'm 96, and a little scotch never hurt anybody.
There you go.
And I must confess that I was the medical advisor to the spirits industry at one time, and we were very, very specific in making sure that people understood that they had to cut down on their alcohol and do it constructively, because alcohol can be a killer.
Yeah.
And I think as Nan has stated, I admire the president for saying, for being a teetotaler.
Yeah.
And it's very controversial whether the alcohol can cause lots of problems or whether it can be helpful as far as the vascular system is concerned.
Right.
So we won't go into that tonight.
Okay.